This is wartime. They are the law here. The Shaolin Temple is in their territory. We have to be very careful.
Their territory? This is our land. They took it over by force.
Are you black, are you bleak, are you bleached? Are you sure of the things that you keep? Like the depths and the heights of the knowledge that you reach, are you secured in your rights or you breach? Ain't the sure in the rights that you seek? Not entitled to the inheritance left for the meek or the more. You want more? The blood that was dripped or the sweat through the pores. Identity was stripped already on the shores. Where the slave ships, I'm a Washington Moore. Came on the spaceships, but you don't want what's yours. Now Troy Davis is a metaphor. Metaphor, simile. Assimilation to do it simply. You a corporate artificial entity. Civilized more tubes, not a human being. Ask yourself this question, who man be? And if black means pale, then white means me. And if from the darkness where we see, and I shine bright, who's Illuminati? Illuminati, they play hide and seek. I bear that light they claim they keep.
This is our land. They took it over by force.
Instead of birthright to nationality, rims and bright lights is our reality. Caught up in the paper-thin system, ignorant of the fact that it's just a fallacy. Fabricated via fraud fiction, sugar salt starch crack additions. Miles from the throne, we already home. Mine is the rock without a pot to piss in. We owe it all to the inner villain. It takes courage and discipline to right the old wrongs. We used to singing old songs and wake back up from the sleep you've been in. Sip a little more juice, a little more rum and a little more juice, a little more sky and a little more goose, and another little black fairy tale hype very well with a little more dead and a little less truth.
This is our land. They took it over by force.
Attorney Brian Cameron didn't do like Lincoln before. Beat the charge saying Troy Davis is a more. Not a Negro, black execution hero in propria persona. No, I won't pick it a march. Stop playing, my weapon is pressing a charge. If I self-law and master, slaves always frontin'. Wanna fight after this war from Button. Troy could have lived, he didn't have to. Be the 2011 era by plaintiff. Legal injection, get the vein stiff. NBC's always scream they're racist. Think about it, his dress got 2011. To prove we haven't learned since 1857. Some won't like what I'm telling, no beg friending. Washington brief, no pelican. Slave names, no bay remembering. So take sentencing and be impending. Let's see who will learn from this lesson. Blessing, dunk you in Truth Baptist water confessions. Troy proves nationality to order, no dressing, no condiments. How many more must face Troy Davis type consequence?
This is our land. They took it over by force.
Once again, another body fall victim. Accusations made Troy Davis a victim. Coupled with the grudge and the rage of the system designed to acts of deception and miswage war on the laws, the identity, laws, flaws, controlling all cause. They losing DNA parts of the whole incomplete. To gain to compete is way more prevalent. They know they got to feel the defeat. Many want to know why the better of the Melanites suffer from the so-called elite and to know that you're landing your birthright major. Inheritance, yes, Lord, be your savior. Rise in peace, Troy Davis, we're calling on your name. Live on their minds we created. Reality we make it as real as it gets. Try to give us all the dollars, we return the changes.
From pre-Inca civilization in Peru, give this movie called Celestine Prophecies. It's a movie. Celestine Prophecies written in the book actually written by James Redfield. But in the movie, there are two crackers riding down the road. These two Albions are riding down the road. One turns to the other one and says, well, how did they get the land in which they have quiet? Referring to the Catholic Church. Guess what this cracker said and looked at him and said? He looked at him and said, the Moors gave it to them through a land grant. This is in the movie. Go get this movie.
Yeah, well, like I said, you break down Islam coming from the lessons. I was right here, 129th, 25th and Lennox. I live right here, 4 blocks down the street. This is where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? I used to go down here to Mecca. You know what I'm saying? I got my lessons. I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So right here in Harlem, you know, when I found out about Islam, it was never taken as a religion. It was always in the sense of I self-lord and master. In other words, I have responsibility for the God in which that dwells within me. And yes, we refer to the God as Allah. You know what I'm saying? Arm, leg, arm, head. You know what I'm saying? So we always use those acronyms in order to always relate it back to the human body. We never said a religion, unless when you break it down in the Latin terminology, relego, which in that word, it means what? It means to be bound back. Relego means to be bound back. Being bound back to what? Come out to your higher self. It ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, to a particular belief system, except for, you know, what believes within you, which is that, you know, that principle or that power, you know, which is that God for us.
With a chain on your brain, with niggas no plan. King Alpha plan, vaporize nobody's land. Got nations reclaiming republics back. Constitution enforcing on the demo acts. Color can't be a verse, I'm a more first. Will claim to be ham and catch that pork curse. Following black power that lost debates. Slap doc for having a lawyer, set the record straight. The Moors are back, burn your Nuwapian race. Pushing Malachi York with no Ellis fake. Allah's temple of Islam, perpetrate the fraud. Push true to the back, uplifting fraud. Claiming to be Lord, get thrown overboard. Dirty Moors talk, I walk cause you're overboard. Got sisters heads under, not over swords. Camel clutch minds with hoping thoughts. Why ain't she knowing? All niggas believing. Candyman was the master, not Steven. Odds aren't in their favor and not even. Rappers think the MCs are not even. A lot of you folks are conscious jokes. Moors with CC, the Hague and retiring popes. Send me a message, I don't reply to popes. I live the prophet lessons, I don't parrot his quotes. Slavery been overshadowed, still wearing the yokes. No gold or silver or land is back in the notes. IRS, CRA demand you to pay tax with no conscience when they're not Congress. Falling for bomb threats and other nonsense like rappers' lives. They exercise only on sets. This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 hard elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. Mike imagination heights, born Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence. Papers and cars can't save minds enslaved. Just do like Cassius Clay. Correct your names like Yasin and Spraga. Adopt, elevate. Grow up, start God and put the God away. Prophet Ali said it all. The most I can say you won't understand. Ask Victoria, Monet, Ash Nas. He simply thought like the colonists. And Noble Ali started dropping that consciousness, which means he knew he was no nigga and saw things clearer when he wiped off his mirror. I spit almorical rhymes. Who's iller? Genuine without the Miller draft. Who's chiller? Keys drop, but some pull locks to open them. Waiting on walkers on water and floating men. Time to get awakened. No sleeping or waiting. Acting like you're sedated for operations. Bush Kush got mind shrinking, not dilating. Hear rappers' tracks, I get sick like smelling bacon. If I'm shopping, I'm copping broccoli. Being a more saying you're black is a mockery. No death threats or suits will be stopping me. Sight beyond sight, no obstacles blocking me. Stand strong and firm, nothing propping me. I ain't sheep, hip-hop pills, stop popping me. This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 hard elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. My imagination heights, born Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence. I'm all over Ship C. Welcome to the board meeting. Year round, 4 seasons. I'm out of here for a reason. So let's throw the gods away. No idol worship consecrated. There's something wrong when the creator God is not your favorite in your congregation. I'll never be a Christian more. Propagating the faith, you could be a victim of sorts. I walk over the water, emotional tyranny. You say the BS for the spelling of the YouTube parodies. Apparently, we have to draw from scratch and see our artwork. Let's get it together, guys. Draw the image and sharpen. With the image of our people with businesses and commerce. Muhammad and our face of Drew Ali begins to conquer. It's the capital, we be Chicago, it's decided. Oversized temple of American business license. The heat has to leave, so I fill up the water for him from my day. With my music playing, oh the horror. Praise the Father God, Allah, Yahweh, Eloah. Broken the yoke of our burden, and we're bound to get closer to the disclosure of the truth and locking the hypnosis of the devils that had cultures to play the game with exposure. I'm with the harmonies of life, a mystical encounter. In my place of what they want with the contract on the counter. I'm also on the West Territories, no longer man's children with the horse and cannon and ownership. This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 hard elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. My imagination heights, born Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence.
Who my nemesis? What is evidence that they're trying to erase all of the remnants of my DNA? Can't trace my inheritance back to my Moorish ancestors who were prevalent on my premises. Yo, this residence, puppets on strings. We call them the surrogates. Kiss the ring of a prince. We setting precedents. Kiss the ring, I'm a prince. I'm setting precedents. Pay homage to a king. Never knows heaven sent. Sideline, watch us do a thing, no type of hesitance. We the ancients that descend, don't care about being relevant. And never since the genes of ISIS, authority from the wombs, always been priceless. So it's fitting that this tunes carved as ISIS, most waiting on the tomb to make things righteous. I'm aligning with the moon, planning my life quest, Germanian from June, made in her likeness. I was fed with a spoon before I could bite it. Yeah, you thought you were in tune, your mind ain't right yet. Cauldron and broom, waiting on flight, they out the way, make room. This is our mic check, taking the fumes, you might even like it.
This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 are elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. My imagination heights one Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence.
Islam, Moors. Islam. I'm not sure where the confusion comes from. I'm not sure where the confusion comes from. But it seems like you have to be retold about certain things. Right? We are not against any active Moors who are sincere in their activity. You don't have a problem with any Moors who are active, whether it's just them or whether they're in a body of Moors. If you're doing what needs to be done to save the nation, keep doing what you're doing. But I noticed that people like to give honors to personages, not work. Right? So like, we have our Canaanland commemorative coin because we hit doing this for that long. So when we look out and we see the only place that Moors should be going to get any information relative to their nationality and birthrights as a newbie is rvbaypublications.com. You've been telling people that. Before 2010, but officially, that was the norm. And the reason why we send people there is because we know that if they go there seriously wanting to learn, they're going to get lost in there, which is great because better be lost in there than be lost out here where madness is. At least there, all you're going to get is something good no matter where you go. So go get lost in there. Then you always have these few people that come out of some other forest talking about they found something and you know, what do we think and all this. So someone asks, what do we think about Moorish Consular Court? Is it somewhere that we should go to nationalize as Moors? Right away. When's the last time you went to rvbaypublications.com? I don't know, I go there sometimes. There's your problem. That's why you're over here talking about some other stuff that has nothing to do with anything right now. If you're just into this, if you're just into this a year, 2 years, you're new. 3 years, you're new. Don't think you know something because you've been in this studying this for 4 years or something. You're new. I'm 10 years and I'm new. Still novice. If you get caught up in personages, you have to leave those. This is your birthright. This is about you obtaining a certain level of information for your spiritual enlightenment. Nobody else's. As soon as it's somebody else's, don't worry. Something's gonna not resonate. That's why, again, we say, coming into this, you go there, stay there, don't go anywhere. No, but I was over here and then I found. Okay, so we're gonna take one of those things that were over there that you found, and then show you why you should stay with RVBA publication. Because there's a track record. You have to just stick to the track record. You see exactly what's going on, know exactly what's going on, and know where you're supposed to be. Don't worry about vaccine and COVID and all this stuff. You're in the house, so you shouldn't be worried about getting anything because you're inside. Why are you worried about getting something and all that stuff if you're inside? Since you're inside, okay. How come you didn't find this on RVBA Public? Oh yeah, you didn't go there. You wanted to go over there because you thought that some Moors have some type of thing set up where you're going to go to them and they're going to make your birthright proclamation and reclamation easy, cakewalk, so you can just parade around with your birthright, with your fez on, and you're not really about this for self-improvement. If you were about that, you wouldn't be parading around with this. Track record, 2018, 2020, you're still bringing up certain people? 2020, still bringing up certain people. One of the interesting things that came more clear to us during our 24-hour downtime was transparent exposure to underhanded activities. We found some of the family took advantage of the opportunity in assuming we were out of business and made a full flyer that posted us as out of business. And they took joy and responsibility for us being down. They said if we come back up, they would shut us down again and mention how now they can disperse the proper lessons of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We found this very interesting because 1, those lessons have been out for over 100 years. 2, we honor and respect those same lessons. And 3, why weren't they dispersing the lessons all along, whether we were existing or not? In fact, we thought if they spent their time dispersing those lessons, they may not have time to slander anyone. Clearly, they are not with RVBA publications. In case we thought there were some other reasons to the slander, thanks for letting us know it is pure, unadulterated, lower self-hatred slander and all things that harm that navigates their human temple, which is what the Prophet came to help uplift fallen humanity from, and is a violation of Act 3 in those same bylaws and association. Some need to either get a new navigator or a new body. Since RVBA is down, send all your papers to us. They were talking about proclamations in process intending to be sent to RV Bay and affiliates. Now that was a straight up redirect. It reverberates as we speak, as some are still confused about where to send them. This was a classic causing confusion. Same people who you're messaging about in 2018 are getting checked about causing confusion. And then other people want to get mad and start making videos and talking about Moors and brothers and sisters and all this BS. What are you talking about? Told you from the jump when we came into this information in 2008. There were no dirty Moors. There were no package selling Moors. There were no claim a house Moors. There was none of that. Everything was centralized. Everything was centralized. There wasn't 50 million people doing the same thing. The most important aspect of what was presented by Noble Juali was that in order to change the people, you must change their literature. You have to be active from the hedges to the highways with this information because it's not ours. It belongs to the people. The information belongs to the people so they can get out of mental slavery that they're in right now. How did this get caught up in being about papers? Oh, because somebody saw somebody doing something, and opposed to them going to them and saying, hey, I see that you're doing something. How can we get involved to whatever? No, they don't want to do that. They want to go do their own thing. When because we know without a shadow of a doubt that there's some type of game being played. Because certain things were not coming together. It just didn't make sense. Now, I know without a shadow of a doubt that people calling themselves Moors came into this to cause confusion. This is May 2018. Grand Sheik Kudjo. We would never forget about Grand Sheik Nature L's work. I actually view what we're doing as standing on his shoulders. Great Seal principles are guiding us. The day will come when the Moorish American consulate will no longer be at North America. When that day comes, we will be in charge of everything at North America as Moorish Americans. Regarding your description of how the consulate works to extract nationals from jails and prisons, your description is accurate. Since I'm very new at Moorish science, perhaps you could tell me how many times that has worked in the past. If there is a solid track record of that kind of extraction, by all means share it with me so that we don't waste time trying to perfect this process Moors have mastered. As you well know, I will listen and take heed to good counsel. Now, it's real interesting that part of what they were using in their initial outreach was that they could do this process. They can get Moors out just like that and all this. But that's not a reality under occupation. We're under occupation. Do you have any tanks in the street out there? No? Okay, so that means you're under occupation. You might want to slow your roll. Since you're new to this, if this is 2018 and you're saying you're new to this, and this is 2020, how are you a consulate general in 2 years? How? And then disappear, and nobody from consular stuff comes up and says, yeah, you know, he disappeared because of something?
Nothing.
And then here comes the question me about should that be where you go to do something? There's a lot more. Go ahead.
No, I was disagreeing because, like I asked you earlier, where is their consulate general? I haven't seen him, heard from him in years. He used to have commercials and everything. He used to be on the social media with his commercials, promoting whatever information he had. I used to see him all the time. Until all of a sudden, he's gone. And like you're saying, like I really never looked at that. Like there wasn't any, meeting, nothing, video, nothing saying what happened to Charlemore. Nothing. Or their consulate general. Nothing. I didn't see anything. I haven't even heard anything from the consular court. I thought it was just over for them. Like the fraud just finally caught up to him. Because we went over the definitions and all of that.
And all that.
Years ago.
All that. This is why it's not something about individuals. I don't care about some damn individual. Because we know they stole the judicial proclamations from RV Bay and started pushing like that's their paperwork. We know they did that. Why would we support that? How do we support that? How? How could, like we're saying, these are the emails. These are the emails.
Wasn't people dropping from that thing?
Yo, when you go on the damn site right now, they have nobody up there.
Oh, wow.
They only have maybe 3 pictures of people up there. As far as remember when you go on the consul's page and then it was just filled with people?
Yep.
Okay, it's not like that anymore. Everything's empty.
Mm.
How? How's everything empty all of a sudden? How's everything empty on the site and then you're telling me Well, I want to do my paperwork, but I saw that I can go to them or I can go to them. What do you mean go to them? What do you mean? Why is there another option? Like how did it register in your mind that, oh, there are some other people doing the same thing that other people were doing for the past 15 years? Well, I'm going to go to these guys that just came yesterday. That's why the Moors and whoever else have issues. Because every Johnny come lately thinks they know something because they've been in this for 3 years. These are emails from 2018 that he's trying to convince me to be a consular general in that. Oh, because Taj is there, so I should be in it because I know. Yeah, but Taj told me don't follow him, so what do you mean? Because he's doing whatever. What do you mean by that? Right there already, red flags going up. What do you mean? How are you trying to use him against me to make me be part of that? How? And then again, going with our affiliation with RV Bay Publications is because we went to them and said, hey, you know, what you're doing, this is what we're doing. How can, and what do you mean there's no Morris unity? What do you mean Morris can't work together? What do you mean? Of course it could happen.
That was said in the chat?
Huh?
That was said in the chat? Somebody wrote that in the chat?
No.
Oh, okay.
Right. The duty is to not confuse the people. Why are they insisting on confusing the people? How? How are the people confused? Because they're keeping you away from where you're supposed to be to get the proper information. This is August 2019.
Confusion causes chaos. You ever poured water on an ant pile? You've seen all the ants just start going crazy because they're confused. What happens when you have confusion? People just start running everywhere. Don't know which way to go, which way is which, and what's going to end up there at the end.
August 1st, 2019. There never was a falling out with RV Bay Publications and any consular court entities because there never was a coming together, an agreement, implied, expressed, written, or otherwise, to come together in the first place. We found out sometime just prior to the alleged grand rising of the consular court, now known as MAC. We posted our position on our site before we knew who the actors were to inform that consular courts are for foreigners and for those who are in fact citizens of the United States of America. And then when you look it up, that's what it is. That's why the United States could have abolished consular corps, because that's their jurisdiction. Because they're the foreigner. We're not a foreigner. Now we get the position of us handling our own affairs and us governing ourselves. But in us governing ourselves, we're not going to have any type of interactions with the European to even need to bring them to any court. Because we're going to be in our own jurisdiction. What European police have to do with us in our own jurisdiction? If we have our own everything, where are they coming in? This is why we brought it up to them. Why don't you just say that your Great Seal? Why are you going to say your consular court if Great Seal has been doing the same stuff as consular court? Oh, it's not the same thing, because we're going to be going from it from a perspective of an entity for the foreign jurisdiction to deal with if they have any issues with the European. If they have issues with Moors, they can use ARCA. Like, okay, I get what you're saying. But if you're saying you're doing that, then how are you sealing paperwork and nationalizing people? Because you can't be a consular court and then you're nationalizing people. What are you doing? Which one are you? And then switching people and all this, people not getting any notice of what's going on. And again, they're confused, because if their ass would have stayed at RVBA Publications, their head wouldn't be messed up right now. Because they would have listened to stuff, they would have gone into archives, they would have grounded themselves before they started getting into this realm of finding out about their birthrights in this time, which we're letting you know, in this time, this stuff is messed up. It's not like when we were brought into this, where you know that this Moor that you're talking to is a sincere brother or sister, and nothing bad's gonna go wrong. You don't question anything. You get to a place where people getting questioned now. And it's not even like they're getting questioned on things that they should. If they're saying that you're Moors, you're supposed to be sincere and have integrity. You're not supposed to be an ex-CNN guy and then people are coming and finding out that you're a CNN guy. You're a Fox News anchor guy. And all of a sudden you're a Moorish consular court general and all that.
Yeah.
And then you didn't just come out in the open and say, well, yeah, just let you know, I used to work with the CNN and I used to work with the whatever like that. So people could look at you funny from the start. Came, did his, just like the Moor said, he had commercials, all that. Really being CNN guy with a fez on. Or he didn't have a fez at the time. And you're consular general walking around with no fez. But that's a Moorish consular general?
Why nobody never questioned that?
Yo, and then they're mad at me because I don't want to be down with it. I'm trying to cause disunity because I don't want to be down with it. How is that disunity? Well, because you have a body of Moors and they're supposed to be doing. But what does the body of Moors have to do with anything? Like what does our body of Moors not going to their temple to get stuff sealed, going to you to get stuff sealed, when Like they can get stuff sealed here. Like what are you talking about? Causing confusion because they don't want to get down with the program because they can't deal with the mothers because the mothers don't play games. And the patriarch is mad. The patriarch is trying to make you think that it's not about time for the mothers right now. That's why you're trapped in the house with her. You got to deal with her now. You can't go to the bar and run. All demons must be faced right now. All gods must be faced too.
You gotta deal with the mistress of the house now, the master.
Now you gotta deal with the master. Because you never had honors playing games. You're mad because we're saying that we're down with RV Bay Publications and we should tell all our members to send their stuff to you guys when we have our own seal. We don't have an RV Bay Publications seal or whatever. Like we have our own seal. That's our body of Moors. We have our seal. Moorish Divine and National Movement seal. That we've been using as our seal. So we can go through you. It's not some, just today they're starting confusion. You've been starting confusion. Again, they have the elders' face up there because they themselves said they gave him a deal that he can't refuse. What do you mean by that? They said that in open. What do you mean by that? Go back and look at the inauguration of their consul or whatever. Don't tell me about going against Moors and all this. When these people had a campaign before they were even consular court to try to dethrone RV Bay Publications as the place to go to get your Moorish, whatever it is. You name it. You want to get fezzes, you can go there. You wanted to get flags, you could go there. You want to get books, you can go there. You wanted to get Noble Jewelry, you can go there. You want to get holistic health, you can go there. Whatever it is you wanted, you could go there and get it. People are jealous of the fame and nobility.
Mm-hmm.
And again, instead of going to them and making it a personal, right? Now look at this. They did the works. They took the works directly. They couldn't even say, you know, what's this one here? We want you to be confused. You know, just have a look at this. Just have a look. And we're just gonna do a quick scroll through. Right, this is them. This is them. Okay. This is the one off RV Bay Publications. Two whole pages different. And the two whole pages different is only because their header had so much stuff, pushed everything down. Exact same document. Why wouldn't they just go to them and make an arrangement to help lessen the load or whatever? Why would you make it up as if, oh, well, because they're down, we're going to take over the reins of doing everything, so send all your stuff to us now. And again, the dumb public CNN guy convinced you to mess yourself up. Had stuff so messed up that people are sending their stuff to them and their stuff to them, and then they're saying, well, we can't accept this because, you know, this is from them. And but I thought you said you're doing the job of that. You're causing confusion.
And where's the consulate general guy? I'm not letting that go. I haven't seen him in a long time.
I haven't seen him in a while. I'm not sure where he is. I'm not sure where he is. Right? That they even go to the point of saying that they are representing a maxim. Taiwan a maxim. What is Taiwan a maxim? Now, from the teachings, a maxim is the first and true divine name of Africa. I never knew Asia was Africa. I know Africa was Asia, but I never knew Asia was Africa. I never heard that ever. I never researched that and found that out ever. I heard of Africa being Asia, though. I heard about Asia being south and Asia being north. Again, what is it? To cause confusion. How is Asia a maxim? If I'm wrong, somebody tell me how Asia is a maxim. The amount of honors the mothers are due for the work that they put in, there shouldn't be confusion. How is there confusion? The amount of work that got put in. Have you been on the Blog Talk Radio and gone through the archives? You should probably go to MHHS Eyes Wide Open on Blog Talk Radio and go through the archives. Which you would have found out if you stayed on rvbaypublications.com. So to ask them questions about crazy stuff. Morris Consular Court. Are you a foreigner? Not a foreigner. You're not a foreigner. Period. afford. And again, not taken away from any Moors who are active, that are being active. It's your birthright. You have a right to be active. When you start talking about you're siding with certain Moorish whatever, they're looking at you funny. Because why would you side with them? Why would they be the ones? When that was founded by CNN guy and some other lady who knows what she used to do before. Do not be confused. We tell you go to RV Bay Publications for a reason. It's where you would get grounded. Yes, it's extensive because you're late. If you weren't wasting time 3 years ago, the site wouldn't be extensive. Yes, it's extremely extensive right now. That's why we say go on there and get lost. So it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go on the site. You're going to learn something. Doesn't matter. Click anything. Just pick something, click it. You'll learn something. Because it was set up from its inception, it was set up as that, to be the online university for Moors. Don't let them confuse you. RV Bay doesn't do paperwork. RV Bay Publications is an online learning institution. They have affiliates who would carry out certain duties, which are really social duties that somebody should be doing. Which is why Noble Drew Ali came, because he brought all that stuff and put it all in a nice little booklet for us to get our stuff together. Everybody said they wanted to rep something else except that. Ban fezzes and whatever. Now, if anybody else has any questions, you can put it in the chat. Just put it in all caps. But we just wanted to answer that question with a video. Because it shouldn't be, you shouldn't be confused. And the only reason you're confused, we realize, is because you got off of RV Bay Publications. And you started going into some other stuff that you can't tell me you don't even have dictionaries yet, but you're going on some other sites looking at stuff. Brother Yusuf, let me ask you, for the people who are new to learning this information, when you're researching online, is there a way that you pick out like the dumb stuff that's Moorish opposed to the things that are worth looking at or reading or whatever?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I thought about that too. Like, I wonder if other Moors are distinguishing what's what and how are they doing it, and like, because the way of course you have to, because there's so much of the BS now, especially now. But even when you get deeper into the research, you start noticing, like, okay, well, I want to find research books that was talking about the Moors in the 1800s, early 1800s. You know, I want to find, you know, like, but I already know from the start, my whole foundation is RV Bay Publications. So anytime I do any research, I already have the foundation of RV Bay Publications in my head while I'm researching and looking. So if you're not fitting the RV Bay Publications platform and what they're teaching there, I already know that's not what it is. That's fraud. That's fraud. That's fraud. And like I was saying, a lot of the old books, I like to refer to that, especially like when you go on Google and you search in the book search engine. I always want to read about Moorish books that's in the 1800s, of course, in dictionaries, old dictionaries, you know, and are basically, you know, the top masters, you know, Canaanland Moorish platforms, Asir, Taj, the mothers, Dr. Aline, and, you know, even the classics. You know, you got C. Freemanell, Dr. Blair Bay. You got plenty of it. Bobby Hemmett, all of them. But I already know when I'm listening to anybody, my foundation is RV Bay Publications, because that's where it started. Mm-hmm. And I remember years ago when you first came into the information, you're supposed to stay on RV Bay Publications for like 2 years before you even did anything. You were just supposed to stay on that website for 2 years, and that was years ago. And they got plenty of more information on there now.
No,
when I go on there, and I'm like, when they put this up here?
Yeah.
Like when they did this? Yeah. Where did this come from?
Crazy. Yeah, that's real.
But that's the main thing. Before I do any researching, my background, like when anybody, when they go into their field of work, their background is from where they got their teaching from, mm-hmm. and that's how they're gonna continue to do the work or whatever. You know what I mean? Your background is where you got taught from. Exactly. I was taught from RV Bay Publications. Yeah. So anything outside of that is fraud. That's what I know. Mm-hmm. Which is an online university. Like that website alone is
sufficient. Yeah, it'll do. That was
that's it. I don't go on any other websites. I never did. I don't even, because there's so much confusion out there now. I'm so nervous to go on another website.
Yep.
So I just stick to RV Bay Publications.
You know,
and I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 times, anybody who started a website got their information from RV Bay Publications.
Something.
Because that's their foundation too.
Yeah.
So whatever they found, I probably ran into it as well, because we both went to the same class. Mm-hmm. like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Islam, more.
Islam, Banshee.
Yeah. Just scroll through this chat if anybody's got anything. 69 out there. So if you got something, put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially anybody new. I know there's new people on here listening.
oh
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
have any questions
oh
too.
yeah, of course.
Even though it's getting tough, I was just talking to the grand sheet the other day. I said, you notice anything different about the Google search engine? Like certain stuff that we used to be able to find is not popping up like it used to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely playing more with it. It's hard to find stuff, even with keywords and all that. Shalom to all the Moors. Yeah, it looks like everybody's good. Everybody's just chilling in the chat, just enjoying some one time. Yeah, Global, I got all your emails. If I don't reply, don't worry, but I get them. Yeah, everybody's straight.
I was thinking the other day, more should let their children read articles on RB-based publications and do book reports on them. Well, because everybody at home, so let them just read articles from RB-based publications. Like Grand Sheik said, you can go anywhere and just click.
Mm-hmm.
And they can just learn something, write down a little paragraph or two about, or the older they are, the more extensive research they got to write down. I mean, so it's plenty of work. You can get them started early.
Right. All right, so got a couple questions in here. What is the Moorish National Republic federal government? There wouldn't be a Moorish federal government because we're indigenous. There wouldn't be a Moorish republic because we're indigenous. Right? The Moorish nationals are part of the Moorish nation. The Moorish nation was supposed to have certain things in activity, which it had manufacturing companies and all that. It's not about we're gonna get that back when we've been playing games for 100 years. But conceptually, yeah, it could be done because Noble Jwali laid the groundwork. And again, Moors have been doing that under the Great Seal for years. Being the representative government of the people. Holding that position. Isn't that who gives the identity cards? It'll be the government that gives that, right? It'll be the government that seals your documents, right? Except it's not going to be them. It's going to be your own. And so from the perspective of the Moorish national whatever, no, that's not. That was what Moorish Science Temple was supposed to be. That's why I had a grand treasurer and all that. Because that was the government being set up. And they knew that's what that was. That's why they undermined it. And that's why we were asking those questions today. Where's our government? We had it. Oscar the Priest was in office. It was pretty much over. Stock market crash. It was over. And then we get Noble Jwali out the way. And then you think that had nothing to do with anything? The stock market just crashed out the blue just because and then they got a new deal, and now they're doing this BS to you that you're complaining about. When it was all done because of what these people did to your prophet, who brought you back your Moorish National Republic federal government. That's why we tell Moors, find some Moors and help those Moors do whatever it is that they're doing since you just came yesterday. Don't go create your own stuff, because that means you're established from that point. They have 10 years on you. And then the people before them, who those people didn't follow, they got 10 years or 20 years or 50 years on them. Opposed to them amalgamating and everything being one. But you want to do that. Everybody wanted their own fame and nobility. So here we are. Don't complain now. Deal with it. This is where we're at. There's no one body of Moors that's going to come and all of a sudden be the whatever for all the Moors. No, Moors are united in thought. That's how Moors are united. If you're really a Moorish national, you're that in thought with another Moor. You're not that in dress code or how he wears his fez or what color fez he has and all that stuff. That's BS. We're Moors. What do you mean? We're the government. What's the Moorish national government? You are. You're the government. You live according to the principles. You got Zodiac Constitution, Divine Constitution and bylaws. You live by those. You have your ancient foremothers and forefathers' divine creed. Most of all, you have nationality. You're a government. Act like it. Because you're it. There's no government coming. There's no government going to be made for you to be whatever. You're it or there's no government. Put it like that. And you being government doesn't mean you're going out there call yourself Sultan and all that type of stuff either. Or call yourself Ali. And my name's Ali, so I'm the guy who came to start the federal government, whatever. Stop the BS. Find some Moors where you're at. Get with those Moors and help them do more good than you could ever do as an individual. If that makes sense. If you need more clarity on that, just ask in the chat. And don't forget, we don't have any limitation on this, so we're good right now until Sons of Allah tonight. Don't forget Sons of Allah tonight right here, 9 p.m. Islam to Mizraim. Next, Wisdom of the Womb, yeah, we'll let you know. We'll forward they send out an email on that. So is it okay to talk about the Moors with people who are not aware of the true history? Because I find myself doing that all the time. Well, I mean, once you're not putting yourself in, you know what I mean? Because people's emotions get crazy when you start talking about Moors. So, and then again, it's their lack of being grounded. It's you say Moors and you fry their circuits, and then they don't know what to do with themselves because they're glitching. So, I would only talk about it if they bring it up. That's where I'm at with it. I'm not just talking about it just because, I know and make conversation. If they want to know, they'll ask something, or something's going to come up in the conversation that would lead there. But I'm not going to, go to my phone to people, yeah, look, see the Moors or whatever like that. No. If it comes up in the convo, sure, because I don't have to just talk about Moors only. That's another lesson. That the subject matter doesn't have to be Moors every time just because I know I'm a Moor. You can talk about other things that's relative to the Moors without bringing up the Moors. You got any questions? put them in the chat. Controlling the information. I would like to apologize for the content I have created without completing my studies. I am young and making mistakes. I am overjoyed by your continued guidance. Give thanks, Brother Cedric. No, well, you know, that's all part of the travels. You know what I mean? You're gonna get information, you're gonna find out, you know, some information's right, some's wrong, you're gonna correct yourself, you're gonna keep getting information. You know what I mean? Mistakes have to happen. You know, you gotta miss shots to make them. So just continue to, you know, again, use RV Bay Publications as a central piece of your studies, and remember that it's your birthright. You're not knowing this for somebody. Like, this is for you. This is your birthrights and nationality. This is yours. You know what I mean? And just like anything else that's yours, you're going to protect it. You're going to, you know what I mean, be safe with it. You're not going to take advantage of what you have. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today. That exactly. The Moors are waking up, so they had to crash the thing twice. You had to shut it down. You know.
I was just thinking that, man.
Yeah, you had to shut it
I
down.
was just thinking about that.
They know. Oh, they know. It's but you know, it's just like that thing. You know, they can't kill everybody because that would just be too big. It'd be too big.
Yeah, they still need their workers. I always look at it like that.
Yeah.
Like they still need their workers.
Yeah.
They still need people to, for the assumption, you know, of their titles that these people have, so they can be looked at as something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what holds them up. Those titles that they all have.
Yeah.
And if they don't have people, the sheep or the masses to believe in those titles, they're nothing. They need that, and they need the workers. That's what keeps them walking around with their chests up, like they're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know that, like I try to, you know, I'm just jokingly saying, but I tell my friend, like, when you look at these people in these so-called positions, just know, like, that's nobody. That's just such and such son. You know, like, they're not nobody. That's just with a costume on, what they call a uniform. They're in costume. They're not. These are just regular people, regular, with their same old things that everybody else is doing. The person who got a title, he or she on Instagram scrolling, watching videos, and doing the same thing. They're not special. They're not doing nothing special. Nothing. But that's what keeps them going. The illusion that people always look at them as some
mm-hmm.
authority or some figure or something like that. I mayor, so the mayor of Georgia was talking, and she said something about she's at a loss of words or whatever, but she was saying how some celebrities are backing her, and I'm like, what that mean? Like, why would you say that? Like, those guys are actors. You guys are all actors. It even made me even realize even more, like, this is all BS. Like, the whole thing. I told you earlier, Green Sheik, I said, if they didn't say that, if there wasn't no TV, no internet, and no radio, how would we know what was going on? They wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even know. And then, like I said, in the newspaper, how? These people don't read. These people, they don't even read. They're not going to go get the newspaper. They'll never know. People won't even know. But because everybody watching TV, on the internet, listening to the radio, and not distorting what's what, everybody's walking around, like you kept saying all day, confused. It's a bunch of confusion.
That's why you said a few. If it was the last time we were on or the time before that or whatever. It goes with nature. That's why you said spirituality in time of quarantine. That when you know, there has to be something more that comes out of this. It can't just be you weren't doing some things that you used to do, and then when this is done, you're going back to doing those things.
Right.
There has to be some type of evolution of the being at this time that we're going through. Right. So they're talking about churches being closed, and because churches are being closed, what do you do? And they look within. They've been trying to tell the Christians to get more spiritual, stop being religious, which again is right with Drew Ali, who said that this is divine first, which is spirituality, which if we really listen to our lessons, we've been told before quarantine to be spiritual. That's why certain things with this thing, you know what I mean? It's not, so what are more, how come Moors aren't, or why aren't Moors whatever, and all this? Like, we've done all we could do. It's up to the people now. Like, we've been told you that we're Moors, proclaim your nationality. You didn't do it. Now we're under martial law, and now you want to do something Moorish. Like, the other part of it is the people who are not claiming to be Moors. They're a big part of the problem. Because we are that nation. But if you're not claiming it, if I'm claiming it, you're not claiming it. But then you want us to be united. How? You're not going to find any Japanese people saying that they're yellow, and then the Japanese and them are uniting. There's a group of Japanese over here that they're from some island, but they don't want to be Japanese. They want to be their island. No. So this is the time right now. Get your head right. Because when they open these doors again, there's going to be zombies out there.
Yep.
When they say time to go back outside, just remember there's going to be zombies out there. More than what you thought there were zombies before this, all this stuff going on. Real life ones with masks on and everything. It's going to be crazy. Everybody, that could be what Drew Ali meant. Wanting to die and can't die because he took some shot from these people. Because they have set up shop, because your leaders have dropped the ball forever. Forever have dropped the ball. And you keep playing around like it's not them. It's some European that did something. When European, they're just going ahead with their program. They're not doing nothing different than they've ever done. Not doing anything different. How come they keep doing the same stuff and getting greater results, and we're killing ourselves and getting no results? How are they doing it? How the 1% of the population ruling all the other people? You tell me that it's the 1%? Yeah, because they what? What did they do? What didn't we do? And then now, later, that's why I give so much honors to Noble Drew Ali, because I don't know what I would do if there wasn't spirituality. If my existence was only the physical and that's it, and the mental and that's it, I know some of you people are suffering out there. Keep running into roadblock after roadblock, don't know what to do with yourself. I know. That's why you're here. To change your mindset so you could expand. Because you have time to right now. Face all your demons. 40 days and 40 nights times 20, 100 million. So forever you're facing your demons. Yeah, because we have so many, because we've been calling ourselves some BS for so long. And Noble Drew Ali presented us our nationality and birthrights. And a sprinkle of us have it in this day and time. And we give honors to Allah, and we give honors to the Prophet for stimulating us on a level where we know what this is. We're not confused, and no one will ever confuse us. I don't care what they've got, what they bring. I don't care how much stuff there, whatever they brought works, and they could go and just talk to whoever and get all the prison doors open tomorrow. You get 2 rounds of applause and back to work. Stop playing around. You're not anybody. You're nothing. Nothing until you do something for somebody else. Again, this is where spirituality comes in. Force you to look at yourself. Force you to face your reality. Force you to face it.
Some can't do it neither. You seen a lot of stuff that was already going on today, Gracie.
Yeah.
My brother Munir mentioned that today too. That I know he said he knows it's killing people, that they have to face themselves now, being on this quarantine.
Yeah.
You know, now you gotta be with yourself. You can't put on the act that you put on when you go out there in that world. You know, because everybody gotta, when they go into their so-called job, they gotta put on a act. You can't be like you're at home. You know, so now you gotta be, now you being you, and you get to face that. And he was saying how, I know that's probably killing some people now, because they like putting on that act when they go to work, or when they out in the world.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the house, because the people in the house, they know you. They know you. They know you.
You know that's not your eyelashes. Stop this.
Yep. Yep.
How we take into this Agenda 21 One World Government? Yeah, so, you know, they're doing their thing. You know what I mean? Like you say, what are you going to do at this point? Should have been doing it already. Whatever that is. I don't know what that is. But whatever that is, should have been doing it already. Because you had to, you know, we're the abandoned children. You know, you had to fend for yourself. You know, they threw you into the world of fictions, and you made your way out to be here, out of all the BS. And then when you get here, you realize that there's an Agenda 21 and a one world government, and they're trying to take over, and satellites and all this type of stuff. You realize how much people have played around with you, which again is why we go back to this is divine first. Go within. Go within and open your heart to Allah and get spoken to, so you can know what to do during these times. There's certain things people want answers for. You don't got no answers. People might play around with you and do 2 hour, 5 hour, 20 hour, sit in front of this thing and mumbo jumbo to you about how you're gonna do something. But, you know, I go with common sense before some people said, because, you know, they're popular or whatever. And common sense tells me that these people didn't just start thinking that they're going to do this yesterday, whatever they're doing. So I don't know what they got planned. All I know, I got my little bags right there. If anything has to go out, I got my bags. I know where the flashlights are. I know where the poker is. I know where the billy bat is. You know. And just take it easy. Because what's their plan? I don't know. I'm not concerned with their plan. I have my own plans. And it never had anything to do with them. So why would it have something to do with what their agenda is or whatever their plan is now? No. Because remember, we just checked the date. Agenda 21 ain't some stuff they just started doing yesterday. Right? A lot of these people know that it's panic time with the people. So because it's panic time with them, they can play that game. You know what I mean? They can play their little game. Yeah, brother Darrell. I mean, you know, I would say respect before honor. Yeah, Minister Farrakhan. But the fact that they never speak about nationality, he loses my respect. Because why not talk about nationality? Why not bring it up? If you bring it up, you're gonna have to bring up Noble Drew Ali, and they can't have that, which is a shame. So, you know, he doesn't get my respect or honors because I know what Noble Drew Ali brought could save a nation, and if our people aren't taking that and saving themselves, something's wrong. Could you reference me to information relating to Yakub experiments with the troglodyte? I can't find a read on that subject. rvbaypublications.com. And then there's the nigger experiment book on that site. You can also YouTube search Bobby Hemmett, Human Artificial. Bobby Hemmett, Human Artificial. And Yakub Experiments book on rvbaypublications.com, which again stresses the point of what we were saying from the beginning before you came, was people should go to rvbaypublications.com and stay there. And then you're bringing up a book, you're bringing up a subject matter that's on that site in book form. So give thanks, Brother Cedric, for your question, which proves the point that we're making. You get your questions answered there. And Islam to all the Moors in the chat. Any questions out there? Put them in the chat. If not, we'll be out of here. Islam to all the Moors.
Shalom.
Peace and love to all. Don't be confused. You know, we're doing honors to where honors are due. We know everybody deserves honors, but in this day and time, you can't give honors to everybody. Sorry. Some people aren't worthy of honors right now. People have their agenda. Peace and love to all the Moors, wherever you're at. Peace and love, Moors. Again, canaanlandguide@gmail.com. If you got any questions that you didn't want to ask on here. Also, Canaanland Moors IG. Also, willofalah.com and khalifamedia.com. And don't forget, stay close to rvbaypublications.com. Get your mind right before you act. Get your mind right before you act. Islam. Peace and love, Moors. Oh yeah, and don't forget Sons of Allah tonight, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Sons of Allah.
Islam, brother Miz.
And Ms. Raimel. Islam. Peace, Moors.